Hey guys, welcome to the Coffee and Coaching Podcast. I am Coach Kamara.
I'm Coach Jack G. We hope you enjoy today's episode. We hope you take a lot of value away from it, and we might even make you laugh a little bit.
We started this podcast to help empower and inspire you to take control and create the life that you want to lead.
But remember, everything we say is our opinion. We're not medical professionals. So if we talk about anything that you want to implement into your life, please go and speak to your doctor first.
If you enjoy the episode and you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe, share it with anyone that you think might take value from it. And if you can share it on your social media, it would be massively, massively appreciated.
That's enough of that. Let's get into today's episode.
Yes, guys, what's happening? So we are today recording 2 episodes at the same time. So unfortunately, we don't have coffee.
We don't.
Because we just nailed it earlier.
This is going to be a new thing that we do.
Yep.
We're going to bring on guests, and in between our guest episodes, we're going to do short, punchy episodes like the one you're listening to today on a certain topic.
So you don't have to listen to us chatting shit for 20 minutes. We can do that with the guest.
Yeah. So today's short, punchy episode, we're talking about ownership.
Taking
ownership.
Boom.
So I think...
And mood follows action.
Mood follows action is probably...
People are too concerned with their mood.
Yeah.
They're too concerned with how you feel. Success doesn't give a fuck how you feel.
I think, yeah. I mean, this come about from me hearing that phrase and being like, oh my God, that's sick. I love that phrase. Like, mood follows action.
Yep.
I think as people in the fitness industry, as people with like fitness Instagram accounts and stuff, people just assume that we're motivated all the time, that we love going to the gym every day, and that like we wake up full of energy and like can't wait to exercise and all that kind of stuff. And like, it's not like that.
No.
For me, like I said this to you this week on the call, like I'm 4 weeks away from this triathlon now. So like I'm knackered. Like I'm tired, and like going to the gym is a slog. Like going these workouts are killing me off now. Like even the swimming's the thing I struggle with the most, but is the easiest, like the least physically taxing workout. And just getting in that pool and doing like 10 lengths is just like hard. But if I just went off my feelings, I'd stop training, I'd stop going to the gym, because I'd be like, I feel tired today, so I shouldn't go to the gym. But it doesn't work that way.
Successful people don't listen to how they feel at all.
No, your feelings are just feedback. And I thought of this on the way in the car, that your feelings are like your internet search history, the thing that you always delete off your friend's internet when they die before their missus or their mum finds it. Little note there. If you die, lad, I'll come round, I'll grab your laptop, I'll delete your search history, don't worry. But your feelings are like your search history. If you take a look right now, like how do I feel right now? That's not because of right now in this moment or anything that's coming up. It's because of all of the stuff that's happened previous. Even if you think the feeling is because something's about to happen, it's not. Because like if you're going to a job interview, for example, and you're anxious, you're like, oh my God, what if I get the job? What if That's not because of the job interview that's coming up. That's because your brain's thinking of all the previous job interviews you've been to, or all the previous times you've failed or not been good enough.
And it's also probably thinking about the fact you haven't prepared for this interview enough. Because the last week you were sat watching Netflix instead of preparing for your interview.
So it's just it's search history for your previous actions. Like body fat is the amount of body fat you have is a
result of everything you ate for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And how you feel is a result of the thoughts that you had for the last 6 months and the way that you executed and the amount of ownership that you took over the last 6 months for you and your goals.
I think listening to Matthew Hussey yesterday on that podcast with Stephen Bartlett, where he talked about emotional buttons, I think it was such a cool idea. And we kind of do that every morning now, don't we? Like, so part of what we're going to do in this episode is give you something to go away with, a tool to action, a way to be better that you can listen to in 15, 20 minutes. And for us now, for you to be able to take action, take ownership, one of the things that we've done to do that, which you could do with a friend or a family member or whoever, every morning we now have like an accountability call, don't we? It started off as a WhatsApp message. So we'd say, right, these are the things that I'm going to do today. And then I think the best thing about our relationship is that we'll pull each other. Like we're not like mates. Do you know what I mean? Like we are, but like you've got no issue in going, lad, you just said that. Like
You didn't do
literally yesterday's call, I said something. He was like, "Wait, lad, you've just said you might do that. Take that off the to-do list."
Yeah.
Like if
He
you're not
said,
going to 100% do
He
it,
said, I'm going to do an email. I'm going to do 2 emails, and then I might do a blog post. And I was like, what?
yeah,
Shut up, lad. Are you going to do the blog post?
yeah.
Or not? If you're going to do it, then fucking do it and commit to it and put it on the to-do list. If you're not going to do it, then take it off.
It's like having that external voice to just go, stop chatting shit. Innit? Like we do with our clients. Like, I might go for a walk tonight.
Stop chatting shit.
Are you going for a walk or not?
Yeah. Do you know, I said this to one of my clients the other day. Remove the word try from your vocabulary. And this is like a popular idea. It's not my own individual thing. Remove the word try. Because when you say try, I'm going to try and do something, you already there's definitely a better term, but you're pre-allowing yourself to fail.
Yeah.
You're making excuses already before you've even done it, that there might be a possibility that you're not going to do it. And if you don't do it, it's fine, because you've already sort of accepted it in the way that you've articulated the way that you're going to do it. So just fuck the word try off. Like people say try because there's a chance that, something might come up. I might feel tired. Someone might fucking put me in a bad mood.
You're cushioning the fact that you might fail, aren't you? You're
exactly.
like, you again, it's that fear of failure, that I don't want to feel stupid if I don't manage to do this thing. So if I put this cushion in of try or might, well, then when it doesn't happen later, when I do feel a bit too tired, I can just say, I said I was going to try. I didn't say I was going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd written an email about this. I don't know if it's gone out yet. I think it goes out on Sunday. About playing the victim, about taking ownership, and like, we all play the victim because it's easy. Like I still do it now. Like we all do. We want to take the easy route out. You want to come up with a reason why.
I'm
why
so
life is hard.
You said this now because go on. I'm just gonna let you finish.
Like,
so
if you want to get to where you want to get to, you've got to stop playing the victim. Like you've got to stop acting like the world's out to get you and everything's like someone else's fault. Like, I'm not saying that things aren't going to happen to you. I'm not saying like if there's been trauma or something, it's all your fault. I'm not saying that you need to, like, taking ownership isn't taking blame. I think that's the biggest thing for me is like, you're not taking the blame. This shit thing might have happened to you. You might have been screwed over by your boss. You might have like been in a horrible relationship. Like all this horrible stuff might have happened to you, and that's not your fault. But it's on you to get out of that situation. It's on you to go, right, okay, what's next? What now? How can I move away from this? How can I better myself?
Yeah. You need to take ownership because you're the only one who's going to pull yourself out of it. No one else is going to do it.
Like, of course I want to be the victim of my day. Of course I do. What? Oh, so it's everyone else's fault that I'm not where I want to be? Great. God, I don't have to do anything then. I'll just go and sit on the couch for the rest of the day. Fantastic. But
also it's like, I think part of it as well when people play the victim, because I'm noticing it more and more and more recently. When people play the victim, it angers me. It really annoys me. And I've got no time anymore. So when I see people playing the victim, I immediately just close the conversation and leave because I don't have time for it. It's just negative energy. I don't want that. I don't want to hear people playing the victim. Shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Just fix it. Like, stop complaining about what's wrong and go and do something to fix it. When people start continually complaining, all of their energy is going into how shit life is, crying all the time. Like, there's nothing wrong with crying, there's nothing wrong with being sad, but stop talking about it. Just fucking change it.
Yeah.
Like, you could be in the worst situation ever, and it might take 10 years to get out of it. Stop crying about it. Start moving away from where you are now and to where you want to be. It does my head in recently. I don't have the mental capacity to be giving victims consolement. That's not a word. Giving victims advice,
like pandering to that.
Just giving them a place to be a victim. Like,
it's sympathy. It's like being I haven't got sympathy. I can be empathetic.
The time. I can be empathetic. I haven't got the time or mental capacity anymore to be sympathetic to victims. You need to just be on a different level. Like, you can't be a victim. I'm not having a conversation with you.
So how can you start doing this?
Take ownership.
Take ownership.
You need to the first thing is realizing that Complaining about what position you're in is not changing anything. You're going to remain in the same situation. I think victims actually get satisfaction from being victims because people give them attention. People go, oh, it's so hard for you, and it makes everything feel okay, like you've just said.
Well, that's it. It's easier, isn't it? It's easier in that moment to get that short-term gratification of, oh, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's okay because this happened. It's okay because that happened.
Yeah.
But if you've been in that cycle for a long time, like I've been in that cycle, been stuck, like blaming the world for, oh, it's not my fault. Like I was this, or this has happened, or that's happened. So just start small. The easiest, like right now, listening to this, how do you feel? Do you not feel how you want to feel? Okay, well, what can you do right now? And it could be as simple as, okay, well, I'm going to go for a walk. Like that's the smallest possible step to taking ownership.
Literally.
Like I feel unfit. I don't like the way I look. Like I'm unhappy with what I see in the mirror. Okay.
Do something.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Go and drink water.
Yeah.
Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Go and do 20 squats. Like,
just hire a coach.
But that's big step. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking like entry level taking ownership.
Is it though? Is it a big step? Because you hired a coach. I'm not going to tell you to go and run a marathon every day. I'm going to tell you, drink water. Like you're just getting advice on what to do.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a position where you need to take baby steps, I will show you how to take baby steps, and it will happen a lot smoother. So I understand what you're saying, but it does start with small steps, 100%.
And it's empowering as well. Like if you've had this like victim mindset of, it's not my fault. Like this has happened, so this is why I am the way I am. That's not empowering.
You start to create a belief system that this is who you are. This is how you're going to be forever.
Yeah.
There's no way for you to get out of it.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm always going to be overweight
because someone called me fat when I was 12 and it knocked me confidence, and now blah blah, and I've in this spiral and I can't get out of it. It's like you can.
It's actually going to empower you to take ownership, to be like, okay, this has all happened.
Yeah. Yet.
But I get to decide what happens next. Like I get to decide how I'm going to get out of this shit.
Do you know what? The Matthew Hussey episode where you talk about the ingredients. Sick.
Yeah.
You've been handed these ingredients.
Yeah.
Everyone gets handed their ingredients. If you're a chef, you get handed your ingredients on this game show we were talking about. Everyone at the start of life, throughout their childhood, goes through different stuff. They get given different ingredients. And let's say everyone starts at the age of 21. It's like, right, we've got these ingredients now. This is where you are. This is how your mind is shaped. This is where your life is. This is how much money you have. What are you going to do with those ingredients? You don't necessarily have to make the best, greatest dish in the world. But if you take shit ingredients and make them into something that's actually like edible and enjoyable.
That, like, do you know what? That was probably my favourite bit of that whole episode, where he was like, it was when he was like, when you look at someone who's got boss ingredients and then they've made a boss life, it's like, well, fucking obviously.
Yeah. He said, like, if you've got like truffle, salt and fucking filet mignon, then yeah. You're gonna make well a fucking a boss. It's like the Donald Trump thing when he's like, yeah, so my dad gave me like a small $1 million loan. It's like, what, lad? Well, yeah, obviously you've made a fucking probably billions of dollars empire because you, like, your dad was already there. Your dad was like, he gave you ridiculous ingredients. Yeah. So like obviously that was going to happen. But someone who's come from nothing, who makes $1 billion,
the underdog story,
or even someone who comes from nothing and makes 6 figures, that's probably better and takes more courageousness and is more impressive than someone who got a small loan of $1 million and probably multiple more. Well, like think 7, 8 figure sums when he was fucking older from his dad. Like, do you know what I mean?
Think of like in terms of what we do. Like if you look at someone on social media who's got like ripped abs and doing like upside down pull-ups and fucking like sit-ups from a pull-up bar and all that kind of crazy shit, and they're peeled all year round, but they used to be a professional athlete, and their dad was like got a scholarship from like a university for sport, and like their whole family lineage is sport and fitness and being in shape, but everyone in your family's overweight, so you're going to be the first one to get in incredible shape. Like that's going to be more of a for me anyway, looking in, it's like, well, obviously the fucking athlete whose dad's an athlete and granddad's an athlete is going to be good at sports. Yeah. Like, obviously, but if you're the first person in your family to go, do you know what? No, I don't want to be overweight. I'm sorting my shit out and then my kids aren't going to be overweight. Like in 100 years time, when your family are them athletes, and you can trace it back to being you're the one that changed that.
You're the one who finally took ownership.
You're the one that went, you know what, actually, no, I don't want the rest of our family tree to all be overweight. I'm gonna be the athlete. I'm gonna be the one that gets in shape, and that could be you. And I think that's empowering.
Impressive.
Do you know what I mean? Instead of you sitting there going, oh well, yeah, all my family's overweight, so I'm just gonna be overweight forever.
Yeah.
Well, actually, all my family's overweight, so I'm gonna be the one that isn't.
Yeah. Even going to things like, oh, all my family's poor. Like my whole family's been poor. All my ancestors have never had money. Right, we'll go and become millionaires.
Go be the one then.
Put your grandkids in Ferraris.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take ownership. If there's something that you want, stop complaining about the fact that you don't have it. Just go and take it.
And that wraps up our short, sweet, in-between episode.
Nice. Thank you for listening. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review and nothing less.